Hello, Covington County. Welcome to our Friday, June the 1st, 2018 edition of Good News Covington County, coming to you from here on the square in Andalusia with Brother John, Cousin Jared, Cousin Tom, and our Batman, Daniel, somewhere in the outer world. The first segment of local news and information is brought to you today by the people at JR's lawnmower in Opp, Alabama. Joe Richburg and his team do a superb job at everything they do. They've got the finest equipment for grounds maintenance and yard preparation than anybody in this world. And they've got other things as well. They've got the big green egg. If you want to cook out right, they tell me that's the way to go. They've got the most complete collection of big green eggs and equipment for that line that I've ever seen. If you need equipment for other things like generators, or pressure washing units, they've got it in stock. They've got power units from Generac, Honda, Kawasaki. They can arrange it where you can have a house that never goes without electricity, even when the limbs go down. They've got golf cart products from Cushman and EasyGo. They've got golf carts all over the United States. And they've got the best selection of parts for not only the equipment they sell, but for the equipment their competitors sell. And when it comes to service for ground maintenance equipment, golf carts and those kind of things, JR's is the place to go. I don't care if you've got a grasshopper mower, a Husqvarna chainsaw, or a steel weed trimmer. They can fix it, and they can fix the one that you got even if you didn't buy it from JR's. If you're interested in getting that mower picked up, call them. They'll come and get it, fix it, and bring it back to you. That's JR's. That's the way they do business in Opp, Alabama. They've got the people and the parts to fix anything that you need, and they're located at 10006 West Cummins Avenue in Opp, Alabama. JR's got what you need. If you can't get there to see them, call them at 334-493-9645 and ask for Joe. If he's not busy, he'll talk to you. If he is busy, the next guy you talk to will be just as qualified. Now, we got a little follow-up on a story that we reported on earlier this week. Again, Christopher Smith at the Andalusia Star News has been following this, and I've got some more information I've dug up on it as well. A young man from the Strawn School community, Taj Patel, has been in Washington, D.C. Actually, it's a suburb of Washington in Maryland, for the Scripps National Spelling Bee. What an honor for that young man. Patel's been a champion speller here in Covington County for a number of years, and he spelled correctly through 3 rounds of the Scripps National Spelling Bee, but it was among several hundred students who did not advance to the finals based on scores from a preliminary written test. The whole experience was exciting, Patel said. It was one of those once-in-a-lifetime experiences that you never will forget, and I bet he doesn't. Between Patel's spelling times, he had breaks in which he got to go to the Smithsonian Museum, see the Airspace Science Museum. They went to the Capitol on Wednesday, and Thursday they got to see some other sites. They also went to visit the Lincoln Memorial and the Washington Memorial, and as all that jazz, as Taj says. Patel says that being on stage with spelling was a little nerve-wracking, but he wanted to know what his word was going to be. I was a little nervous, but I was more worried about if I was going to know the word or not. Patel said, most of the kids that made it to the finish have been coming to the National Spelling Bee for 3 or 4 years. So I think now that I have the experience, I will need to make it to the final. I will make it to the finals next year. Patel said that he doesn't know exactly what to study for next year, but he'll start with root words and studying the dictionary. Patel's journey has not been easy. He studies this about 4 hours a day, and his dad helps him. The preliminaries of the National Spelling Bee consisted of a preliminary test which included spelling and vocabulary and 2 rounds of on-stage oral competition. The score needed to advance to the finals was a 28. In the second round, Patel spelled vasodilation, vasodilation, vasodilation. Easy for you to say. In the third word, in the third round, he spelled muleteer, M-U-L-E-T-E-E-R, correctly. More than 300 students had not misspelled a word by the spelling bee, which cut the field of finalists to no more than 50. There were 519 spellers in the rounds 1 and 2, and 415 participating in round 3, and only 41 spellers advanced to the finals. I tried to find his final ranking on the internet, but they don't. There's a place you can go, but they didn't release it. I was not able to pin it down, but he did a great job, I thought, of representing Covington County, Strawn Community, Strawn High School, the state of Alabama. I mean, you know, this is the 93rd National Spelling Bee, and he did real well in it. It was kind of interesting. Among the words that were missed by only one letter on Thursday morning's round were amyloid, exeget, sidereel, paregoric, and mydriasis. Among the others, the winner, and by the way, there were more finalists from Texas than any other state, was a young person named Kathy Nemami of McKinney, Texas, who was declared champion after everything was said and done on Thursday night. I watched a little bit of it on ESPN3. The winning word was koinonia, K-O-I-N-O-N-I-A. And he survived what many people think was the most intense competition ever in the history of the field. The top ranking student from Alabama was a young lady from Huntsville named Erin Howard. She's 16 years old and was ranked the highest speller from Alabama, finishing in the top 15 spellers nationally. Now, just one little note, and then we'll go on for some a break. Tonight up on the square, there's big doings. The 6th annual cookout on the square, organized by the First Baptist Church on Watley Street, will be held this evening on the Court Square in Andalusia. There'll be great fellowship and food. There'll be 7 or 8 churches there in attendance, and to the event bringing several different types of tailgate foods. Tailgate on the square will be Friday, June 1st at 6 p.m. and we'll be there and we'll be filming. I'm looking forward to the food and the fellowship. Now, we'll see you back here in just a minute. Welcome back to Good News Covington County. This segment of our local information is brought to you by the people at Andalusia Tire Company, located at 850 Western Bypass here in Andalusia. If it's round and it rolls and it's got rubber on the outside of it, they've probably got what you need to get it back on the street, in the field, or wherever it needs to be rolling. If you've got a flat on anything from your lawnmower to your bicycle to that tailgater sitting out in the field trying to spread fertilizer, Andalusia Tire Company is the best place to get your stuff rolling in a hurry. Andalusia Tire Company. Call Jimbo, Todd, or Greg Caton at 334-222-3136 for all your tire, brake, and chassis needs. Andalusia Tire can get you rubber for about anything on the road. And I tell you what, they do great work. That lawnmower tire repair section, they knock it out in a hurry. They'll have you back out there before it gets real hot. For the people that'll do the work right the first time, go over to Andalusia Tire Company. Big news at Florella yesterday. They had a military day. They had crowds come into town. They had to welcome the soldiers. They had to brave the heat to do it. But there was a great article that Michelle Gerlach wrote in today's Andalusia Star News that you'd like it. Fort Florella's Lake Jackson was officially closed most of the day, but you couldn't tell it by the crowds gathered on the shores. It was one about the best things in this part of the world for members of the United States Army's 6th Ranger Training Battalion from Eglin. They came around in helicopters and they couldn't believe how the community turned out to support them, said Command Sergeant Major Eric Bonoplane. said it was made our guys feel really, really good. Florella City Council agreed to close the lake for the Rangers training exercise. Command Sergeant Major Barnopling explained that those training at Eglin are in the final phase of Army Ranger School. Believe me, it's intense. At Eglin, the Rangers compete in the swamp phase of their training, which is designed to give them the special skills they'll need to operate in the rainforest or the swamp. It's also one of the places where more people fail than any other part of the course. They learn how to deal with reptiles, poisonous and non-poisonous, and that would be snakes for the rest of us. According to the Army Ranger Training Brigade documents available online, this was just a proficiency jump. And in other words, every one of these guys is already qualified. They've made it through jump school, basic parachute course, and all that other kind of stuff. They're already qualified to jump out of everything, including probably a hot air balloon. Normally, they jump on land, but this was an opportunity for them to get experience to jump, do a deliberate water jump, which is something they're required to do if they're Rangers. The activities were delayed slightly as the Rangers waited for the air traffic control in Fort Rucker to give them clearance. The Rangers staged helicopters from Florella's municipal airport, and the soldiers parachuted from 1,500 feet up. Later in the day, they were scheduled to do lower jumps without parachutes. Despite the delays in the heat, the crowd gathered to watch, which included family members who were bussed up from Eglin. They enjoyed what they saw, apparently. And Florella Mayor Terry Holly said it was a great day for the community. The Army had a local restaurant cater 195 lunches. So that has to have been good for business. Well, now that's all we've got in this segment. We'll be back shortly after a few words from our sponsors. Welcome back to another segment of Good News Alabama, Good News Andalusia, Good News Op, Good News Covington County, Good News Strawn, Florella, Pleasant Home, Lowango, and parts in between. Our news this segment is brought to you courtesy of Bauer Auto Parts, located at 304 East Cumming Avenue in Opp, Alabama. If you need auto parts, check out the best four-letter word in auto parts, Napa, N-A-P-A, at Bauer Auto Parts. Call Jamie or Jackie or any of the crew over there at 334-493-4017. They've got just about everything you need for your auto, for your heavy-duty vehicle, and hydraulic systems needs. And if you don't have it, they'll sure try to get it. Right now, they've got a special on Mobil 1 oil and Chicago pneumatic air tools. Don't miss out on the great deals they've got. That's at Bauer Auto Parts on Cumming Avenue in Opp. Well, got a couple other stories about the military that we want to share with you today. One of them is about a young man from Andalusia named Joshua Johnson, who was inspired by the events of 9/11 and went and joined the United States Army right out of high school, and he's now been promoted to Sergeant First Class. It was a great article written by Lacey Stinson, and some of it I'll read to you because it's just, well, that's not the best way to do it. I wanted to join the military after 9/11, he said. I was a senior in high school when the tragic event occurred. Johnson said of his 15 years in the military, I also joined to make my mother proud. Johnson enlisted as a small arms repairer. As a small arms repairer, he's expected to provide general support and maintenance on small arms and other military infantry weapons. At the time in the military, in his time in the military, Johnson's been stationed in Germany, Kentucky, Virginia, and Korea. Johnson is currently at Fort Campbell, Kentucky. Johnson said that his time in the military has changed him. The military shaped me into a man. I was a little boy when I joined at only 18 years old, he said. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't know where to go. It helped me put structure and leadership skills in my everyday thinking. Johnson has advice for those that are looking to join the military. He says you get out of it what you put into it. The military is not easy, it's hard. I won't tell anybody it isn't, he said. He said, but his next goal, he's already set. I want to complete my associate's degree and work on my way towards getting promoted to Master Sergeant. Johnson and his wife Ashley have 2 sons, Jordan and Jakahi, as well as a daughter on the way. Now, thank you for your service, Josh. We appreciate what you do and the way that you represent Andalusia. Also, here's another idea. Give you how you serve by your people. Now, I have 2 sons in the National Guard, and they're about to go off next week to Wyoming for drill. And it's a serious thing they do. There have been a lot of men in units from this area that have gone off to different places over the summer as they do their annual summer drill. One of them on the way back was not as fortunate as they were. Yesterday on I-65, a single vehicle crash at 9:43 in the morning claimed the life of Alabama Army National Guardsman and injured another one. John Wesley Waldrop, 38, of Satsuma, was killed when his 2009 military Humvee left the roadway and overturned on I-65 at the 63.7 mile marker, 6 miles north of Atmore. Waldrop was pronounced dead at the scene. The passenger, Justin Cecil McCulloch, age 25, of Grand Bay, was transported to the D.W. McMillan Hospital, where he was treated and released. Both men were members of the 165th Military Police. Alabama state troopers confirmed and released the details of the accident. The Alabama National Guard did confirm that the soldier died at the accident, but released no other details pending notification of all family members. We are deeply saddened by the loss of this soldier, and we're praying for and thinking of the family. The Alabama National Guard will conduct an investigation into the cause of the accident, the Guard statement said. The unit was set to begin their annual training today. Just along that line, there are a lot of convoys that you'll see running out up and down the road. Watch out for them and be careful. They're traveling in big units. The units from Andalusia and Troy had to load all of their equipment last month onto rail cars and send them out to Wyoming, where they'll be meeting and doing further exercises and training. I guess they're trying to get them used to some cool weather or mountainous warfare, something like that. Hope they never have to do any of it. Well, we'll be right back after these messages from our sponsors. Hey, it's Friday. I know some of y'all out there have got a check or something and you're going to go eat lunch. Pick your wife up, your sweet thing, your husband, your main squeeze, whoever's on your mind, and go to the Happy Kitchen. I'm telling you what, they've got food fit for a Mandarin. The food there is just excellent. I mean, if you want something that's a little bit different, but it's mighty good, go to the Happy Kitchen. You don't have to just use chopsticks. They've got knives and forks and spoons. They've got just a great egg drop soup and a great wonton soup. They've got everything on the menu that you can think of. I mean, well, I'm sure there's something you can think of that's not on there, but they've got an awful lot of things. Everything from Mongolian beef to beef and broccoli. If you haven't been out dining at the Happy Kitchen, you're really missing a treat. The food's good, the portions are generous, and they're open 6 days a week. It's a local place for just about anything in the way that you want of Asian food. And if you can't dine out, call them. Go in and carry it out. Give them a call at 334-222-1398. I promise you, it'll be good. Now, just in the way of kind of some strange news here, I wanted to share this with you, give you something to think about. At least you're not working for Sears or Kmart. They have been through so much lately. They announced yesterday on KATU TV, and I don't know why I'm getting my information from a Hawaiian station. That's just how I get it nowadays on the internet. That Sears and Kmart are closing 72 more stores this year. They were all unprofitable stores. I think it's kind of ironic. This shows you how you've got to stay attuned to what you do in business or you'll just go away. These were the people that started out retailing in what was before online businesses, online business. They'd send you a catalog. They could go to your house from anywhere. That Sears had a distribution center. They could deliver you anything you wanted, up to and including houses. In fact, the house I live in on Church Street is a Sears Craftsman home. They've just kind of lost their focus, and I don't know what's going on there, but I know a lot of people that own Sears stock, and I'm sure that they're all terrified by what's going on. I can tell you from the list of the store closings that none of the stores in Pensacola, Panama City, Fort Walton, that would be Kmart or Sears, are closing. And I know that's where a lot of our people go to those stores. But that's interesting. Now, here's a really great story about something that is happening in Andalusia, and it was covered by Christopher Smith at the Star News. Andalusia is unusual in a lot of ways, and we're very, very fortunate. We have amenities in our community that a lot of people don't have, and one of those is the Andalusia Tennis Association. The Tennis Association is hosting its 17th annual tennis camp beginning Tuesday, June 5th. And Director Paul Smith said that the best part of the job is putting hard work into teaching the little things and eventually seeing success. I have to say the best part of the job is teaching the students, Smith said. I come at it with a very positive attitude. Smith said that he wants to make sure that every kid is enjoying the experience. He thinks that positive feedback for those kids, and they're going to be adults as well, is very important. I know it can be very frustrating as you try to learn many sports, especially for the younger kids. I mean, I just think it's mandatory almost they should be successful. Smith grew up in Slocum, Alabama, and started playing tennis in college while he was at Samford University. During the off seasons, my friends and I would grab a handful of rackets and head to the court, and he learned to play there. It was something that was fun for all of them to do, he said. After coaching at Strawn High School, he went to T.R. Miller, not Strawn, Slocum High School. He went to T.R. Miller High School, where he coached tennis for 12 years and is still involved with the tennis team there today. I'm still involved with helping them, and I usually help out a lot with drill work and technique. Smith said that he started playing tennis because of his love of competition and because it's a lifelong sport, and I can attest to that. The camp will begin on June 5th and will last for 6 weeks with a tournament during the last week. There'll be 3 days a week starting on Tuesday and going through Thursday each week. The cost is $30 per participant for ages 5 to 18, but there are scholarships and family packages available. Please don't let that be a barrier. Scholarships will be based on need. Family packages, or if you have 2 children, it's $50 for the 2. If you have 3 or more children, it's $60 for all the children. Registration will stay open all through the camp at Johnson Park or at LBW Community College during the camp. There'll also be an adult tennis camp on Tuesdays during the summer from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. There isn't a limit on ability of the players. The ultimate goal is to evolve into playing more playing time with each other. The minimum age to participate in the adult camp is 19. Now, I do need to announce some local politics for this weekend, including a fish fry for Blake Turman at 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. in North Covington County at Cypress Landing RV Park. The Eagle Road Band will be playing contemporary Christian music at that event. And on the Democratic side of things, Judge Sue Bell Cobb's supposed to be in town Sunday. She's a Democratic candidate for governor. And Tabitha Eisner, the Democratic challenger for U.S. House spot number 2, is also planning on being in Andalusia on Sunday. She'll be holding a meeting, I believe, at Beef O'Brady's, and she'll also be out canvassing in the neighborhood. We intend and hope to be able to get an interview from her. One final reminder in this segment. Remember, the Andalusia Farmers Market will be open on Saturday morning starting at 7 a.m. and should stay open until about noon. Well, that's got it for this segment. We'll be back with a few more messages in just a minute. Well, we got a new advertiser with us this week. Harold's Home Furnishings, located on Andalusia, in Andalusia at East 39th Street over here by the post office. If you're thinking that's Harold's Furniture, you're wrong. They've changed everything. Harold's Home is not the old Harold's. You need to rethink your old mind. Go out somewhere and take an eraser to that Harold's Furnishings section of your mind and think quality, think new, think bright and shiny. Harold's Home is a place where anybody in this area can buy the same quality furniture, and I'm talking about anybody in this area. Dothan, Enterprise, Andalusia, Florella, Opp, Luverne, Brantley, Troy. Listen, they've got quality furniture, the same quality furniture that a lot of people from this area goes to Birmingham and Montgomery and Pensacola to buy. They've got it in stock, and they've got it at internet pricing if you really want to get down to it. You need to go see Myra or Paula and the crew there at Harold's Home for great furniture. They start out with a line called Just Getting Started, and their line grows up through the Coming Home line all the way to the top of their line, the Forever Home Furnishings. And let me tell you something, they got some big surprises coming in the next few weeks, and we're going to be happy to share those with you as well. Harold's has furniture for your home at about any price level. And with approved credit, they've got financing available for you. Now, last month's over, and we're going to see some new things happening out there this month because they're not only price conscious, they're novel at the way they approach the market. With approved credit, though, you can buy the furniture with no interest for 12 months. That's zero interest. Go to Harold's Home for the deals we can't even repeat on TV. Furniture that makes your house a home. That's at 526 East 39th Street. Telephone 334-222-3265 and ask for Myra. Well, in other news, we know that Martha Roby says she works well with the administration, and that's a good thing. She did a fine job up at the buckboard, and again, I want to just tell you how fine the food was that we had up there yesterday. It was something special, and you know we can't say thanks enough to those people at the buckboard for whatever they did. Now we're going to take a break now. We'll be back shortly. Our final segment of news, weather, the budget report, fishing tables, and other things are brought to you by Anthony King and all the outfitters and guides at Fletcher's Outdoors in Andalusia. If you need expert advice on the outdoors, if you want to know what they're biting on these lakes and ponds and rivers around here, go to Fletcher's. The people there, they can tell you not only what's biting, they can tell you what they're biting on. They've got about anything that you would need locally in the way of hunting or fishing gear. I don't care if it's catfish line or camouflage clothing. Fletcher's has got it in stock. Got a fine line of shotguns, rifles, pistols, ammunition, just about anything you need to enjoy the outdoors. And the people that they've got working there can tell you how to enjoy them better. If you wanted to buy one of those fine Benelli shotguns that they carry there, they'll not only sell it to you and tell you how to operate it, they'll try to help you get it fixed where it's fitted to you. It's an excellent place to go, and as I said, they've got good folks there. They've got everything that you need for your hunting needs, even the ice and the coolers. Check with Fletcher's Outdoors, located at the corner of Martin Luther King Bypass and Brooklyn Road. Oh yeah, and if you're hungry, let me tell you something. You know, I can look at me and tell I like food. In fact, it's on my mind an awful lot. Right now, my stomach is growling as I think about the buffet at Fletcher's. Oh, this morning, that buffet, those eggs, that bacon, that Conecuh sausage, those homemade cat head biscuits, those grits, that butter. Oh man, I tell you what, if I'm just about to have a seizure thinking about it. Fletcher's has also got a lunch buffet that you'll love. Start outdoor adventures at Fletcher's every day. Now for our Soliner tables. The fishing, that's the sun tables, the moon tables for fishing. Today's fishing, and really for the next couple of days, is just going to be fair to average. Today should, according to our fishing tables, the best daylight times for fishing should be from about 3:16 this afternoon to about 4:18 this afternoon. Tonight's best fishing times are from 3:37 in the morning to 4:43 in the morning. Now tomorrow's best daylight fishing time should be from 4:02 in the morning until about 5:08 p.m. Sunday's best fishing times, now you're supposed to be in church on Sunday, but if you slip and slide and go out and get fishing, if you're smart, you can get up at 4:23 a.m. and fish from 4:23 until 5:31 in the morning, get home, shower up, put those fish on ice, and still make it to Sunday school and church. And after church, from about 4:48 in the afternoon until about 5:56, you can get up here on Patsalaggy and probably do some more damage to the fishing population. Now, in other local news, well, this isn't local news. I want to share a story about lions and tigers and bears. Oh, my. Folks, you think we got problems? How'd you like to live in a place where the city officials told you to stay inside all day because there was a lion and a tiger, well, no bear now, but a jaguar out there? In the village, in the Eifel area of Germany, which is on the north, southeast, western side, toward the French border, there is a zoo, and it's called the Eifel Zoo, and it's located in Lüneburg, Germany. They've had some pretty bad weather over there, just like a lot of other people have had, and somehow or another, in the last few days, they're located in a bend in the river. The river got underneath some of the zoo and collapsed the footings and the pens that the lions, the tigers, one bear, and a jaguar were in, and they escaped. Now, this is not just typical, where they've got the bears in a small area. It's a much more humane type of a zoo than that. But they got out, and guess what? They don't know where they went. They think that they may be on the zoo grounds, but they're not sure. And the police are out there, along with a lot of other specially qualified people. And believe me, if you own a gun and you can hunt in Germany, you have been specially qualified. Trying to find what amounts to 2 lions, 2 tigers, and 1 jaguar. The bear, they've already run into him and they had to kill him. The interesting and scary thing that I read in the comment was this: we don't know where they are and we don't know when they got out. I bet they'll have cameras in the new zoo. Anyway, local news. The City League of Andalusia announced the youth baseball rosters for 2018, 8 under, 10 under, and 12 under, all baseball teams, all-star baseball teams. District play will start Thursday, June 14th, with 8 under and under playing at Zion Chapel, and 10 and under and 12 and under playing at Luverne. The annual warm-up tournament will be June 8th and 9th in Enterprise. Here are the names of the 12 and under All-Stars: Connor Brooks, Grayson Bush, James Milton Jackson, Mason Meeks, Dalton Jackson, Michael O'Brien, Jacob Sellers, Mason Sheridan, Hugh Wallace Stovall, Colin Wheeler, Bronson Wilson. Listen, I know who Blaine Wilson's a competitor, but he's proud of that Bronson. We think a lot of that kid too. Talon Worley. The coaches are Brett Holmes, Michael Jackson, and Steve Jackson. The 10 and under All-Stars are Asher Bentley, Landon Butler, Riley Cravey, Noah Curry, Kylan Davis, Neelix Farrell, Braden Harper, Bryson Jones, Armani Justice, Mac McIntyre, Connor Ray, Grover Wells, and here are the coaches: Bob Bentley, Chris Davis, and Ashley Cravey. I know several of those kids as well, and there's some good athletes in that bunch. The 8 and under All-Stars are Farley Brandon, Braylon Chapman, Javante Coleman, Hunter Floyd, Carmelo Hill, Braden Jones, Ian Kimbrell, Carter Lowry, Ocean Reeves, Roe Torn, Braden Ware, Bailey Watts. And here are their coaches: Michael Torn, Nick Chapman, Joy Reeves, and Lee Brandon. I tell you, my hat's off not just to the players, but for the coaches. It takes a lot of time, and they give those young men memories that they will have for the rest of their life. Now, if you're not happy living here in Andalusia, I've got a little bit of information I'm going to share with you about a program that will allow you to move and reoccupy another piece of space. The state of Vermont is willing to offer you $10,000 to move there. If you're all ready for work from home and you want a change of scenery, Vermont might be the place for you. On Wednesday, Governor Philip Scott, Republican, signed legislation that pays people to move to the state and work remotely. They will receive $5,000 a year, not to exceed $10,000 over 2 years. The money can be used for certain expenses, such as including relocation costs, computers and software, and internet access. To be eligible, a person must move to Vermont after January 1, 2019. So you got plenty of time to start packing up your stuff and be a full-time employee for an out-of-state business, or work primarily from home, or a co-working space. In other words, like one of these business rental centers. Joan Goldstein, the state's Commissioner of Economic Development, told CNN Vermont that Vermont's population is small and aging, and we recognize the need to recruit people. We got to have some folks to live here. The funds will be distributed on a first-come, first-served basis, and only $125,000 will be given out in 2019. I think that's 25 families, if I've got it figured right. Now, if you're thinking about it, I think now's the time to bust a move. And I'd like to say, if you don't like this part of the world and you have continually bad things to say about this part of the world and the people, this might be the opportunity for you to move somewhere else and have somebody else pay for it. But I guarantee you, if you think there are a bunch of low-life scumbags here, you're going to run into the same low-life scumbags there, and that's life. Now for our buzzard report. I know you've been dying to hear this. Coming to you this morning from his observation platform high atop the Covington County Courthouse, located at number 1 Court Square in Andalusia, Alabama, WKNI's crack meteorologist, ornithologist, Arthritis McDaniel says that there are 9 of Covington County's famous raptors spotted up there this morning on the roof of the courthouse. By the way, speaking of the courthouse, and I'm going to mention this again, Monday, the courthouse is going to be closed. So are a lot of other federal and state businesses. Well, I guess they'll be mostly state. No federal businesses will be closed in honor of, I don't know, some famous dead person. I think it's Jefferson Davis, but I'm not sure. Weather for Friday and Saturday is cloudy with a heavy chance of rain. Local highs near 92, lows about 62. Chance of rain about 60%. And once again, I'll remind you that the Covington County Courthouse will be closed. I think a lot of state agencies will be as well. Well, that's about it for us today, folks. We've got a busy weekend planned, and we hope you have one planned for yourself. Kind of hope the weather operates with us so we can have fun. I want you to remember 2 things. Be kind to one another and shop local. See ya.